Today we're inside Edmund Ridge Estate, one of Montego Bay's fast-growing modern communities, now showing scars left behind by Hurricane Melissa. Category 5 winds tore through the 3-year-old housing scheme, ripping off roofs and flattening structures, leaving several families in distress. After paying upwards of $19.2 million for the units in the Housing Agency of Jamaica development, homeowners are demanding an immediate probe into the building standards and for accountability from the government agencies that certified this project. Welcome back to The Good Life in Jamaica. If this is your first time on the YouTube channel, do remember to go ahead and tap that subscribe button, tap the thumbs up button so that you don't miss out on the latest in infrastructural developments in Jamaica. We're here inside Edmund Ridge in Montego Bay, where it is said that more than 80% of roofs here were seriously damaged during the passage of Hurricane Melissa. Homeowners have been using tarpaulin sheets to cover the damaged roofs here. Residents have lost appliances and other possessions which were totaled by rainwater as Hurricane Melissa pounded the island on October 28th. Located in Rhine Park on the outskirts of Montego Bay, this mixed housing scheme features single-family homes, split-level units, and row townhouses. It was developed by Chinese firm Henan Fifth Construction Group in partnership with the Housing Agency of Jamaica, which owns the project. The plan includes 6 phases and 754 units. Reports show that concerns have been raised long before the hurricane season after significant structural flaws were reportedly noticed within a number of the housing units here. And that was after the residents moved in. So in essence, the hurricane unmasked what they describe as long-established defects that included seeping walls and leaky windows. In the immediate aftermath of this hurricane, twisted sheets of zinc lined every street. And now, as we can see, blue tarpaulin now covers almost every home here. So more than 80% of the roofs in phase 2 of the scheme was torn off by the monster hurricane, forcing some homeowners to leave while others recoiled into the least affected parts of their houses or set up temporary stays in their cars. In phase 3, where units are to be handed over to buyers in the coming months, the interior of several of these homes crumbled along with the roofs. Listen to this dramatic and touching experience of one of the residents as they recalled what happened during the passage of Hurricane Melissa.
In phase 3, where units are to be handed over to buyers in the coming months, the interior of several crumbled along with the roofs. It's all gone. It's all paper. Looking at what is left, I've cried many times already. I'm still in disbelief, he said, adding that he and his wife, Kanisha, have since been sleeping in their car. Their 8-year-old son, who also suffered through the destruction of the house, has been sent to stay with a relative in Kingston. The experience has rattled him, his parents said. When the zinc was flying away, I asked him to go under the bed, and that's where we sought cover. When the roof was going, we run out of it, and that's what spared our lives. He was crying traumatized, said McGee, who moved into the scheme just under 2 years ago. The family of 3 remained in the car during the passage of a storm, the man said, hoping that it would remain grounded until they could safely leave. He said prior to the storm, they bought only food and water, feeling that that was sufficient in terms of preparation given that they were living in a newly built scheme. It was never in our wildest imagination that any of the roof would be gone. It was never in our expectation because I think what they said was that the roofs are hurricane-proof, he said. More than half of the roof of the house went with the storm, and the drywall that separated rooms crumbled to dust. He said while the developers did a walkthrough of the scheme and have begun renovating the unoccupied Phase 3, They have not communicated with displaced homeowners in phases 1 or 2. It has been a real devastating situation, traumatizing. We don't even have a mattress to lay our heads on. It is just sad to know that with everything that has happened. Yes, many are feeling the brunt of Melissa, but it would have said a lot if these developers would have at least taken the opportunity to come and speak with residents on an individual basis and get an understanding as to what is happening. It would have gone a far way, Kanisha said. Returning resident Marie McIntyre told the Sunday Gleaner that she harbored doubts about her investment into the scheme and that this was ultimately confirmed with the hurricane's passage. She said after the developers made a call for cash purchasers, she paid an initial deposit and shortly afterwards, she paid the balance. They said I can't move in because they haven't really got the money to complete the work. I said, how is that when you've had our deposit for so long, the woman, who returned from the United Kingdom, said. She said following that it was a hassle to get the keys to the house and that it was equally frustrating to obtain the title. I've since moved in and have had all kinds of problems with it. So, there's a lot to investigate about this. It's not just Hurricane Melissa. It's been a long story all along. This is Jamaica. This is my home where I've always wanted to be, and now I've got to find all that money to literally rebuild again, she said. It's going to need a roof. The walls are plasterboards. The walls let water in. The tiles are all lifting. I have paid for a house, and now I'm going to have to rebuild it. I'm surprised that the specs for these houses were as they are, said McIntyre, who showed the Sunday Gleaner a video of a person she said is a developer explaining why he believed that the units were badly constructed. I'm not necessarily blaming the Chinese or anyone in particular, but somebody signed off on these. Somebody signed off on these. You'd expect more damage at the houses in Rhine Park built over 20 years ago. These are more or less the same house, but they were made with different specs. Barely a roof is off over there and barely a leak, but with these, the specs are not good, she argued. Gleaner contacted HAJ Managing Director Doreen Prendergast, who said though the agency empathized with homeowners, no one could have anticipated what occurred with the passage of the hurricane.
And there we have it. So residents are again questioning the quality of the materials being used here and also the quality on the workmanship for this development. Listen to me, this development is on a beautiful plot of land overlooking the sea, stunning sea views here. And it's sad to know that homeowners will now have to be looking to repair roofs on a massive scale. And so I hope that the government of Jamaica will look to fast track insurance claims for these properties by the residents here. It's really needed. A lot of them have lost everything, not just the roof, but the contents of the homes, appliances, etc. One person said that they don't have any bed left after what happened with the hurricane. So let's continue our tour of Edmund Ridge here, and we'll be journeying straight onto the North Coast Highway and straight onwards to Iron Shore. And again, this is 3 weeks after Hurricane Melissa, so you'll now have an idea of the pace of recovery from this hurricane. Let's go.
ートを着用してください。
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.